889. Excuse me. Again, sir, your phone is the 4714, correct?
Yes.
Her phone is the 9407, correct?
Yes.
And this is page 889. You see that text from you to Ms. McLean, sir? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when was that?
On 3/2/20.
March 2nd of 2020. What did you say to her?
I want to see your boobs.
I want to see your boobs. Did she show you her boobs?
I don't recall.
You don't recall? Give me that, please. In the same conversation, sir, do you recall that the two of you were talking about the pandemic and her state of mind? And it was that she had it on a reliable source, that they're going to implement shelter in place, and that they had the National Guard called in. Do you recall her saying that to you?
No.
Do you recall discussing the pandemic with her? Do you
No.
recall discussing friends that you knew that had died from the pandemic with her?
No.
Do you recall her discussing with you friends that had died, relatives in the pandemic, sir?
I don't really recall who.
And you were living in your house at this time, right?
Yeah.
You were safe in your house, weren't you?
Yeah.
And she was living in Harry's house, right?
I guess so.
You want to mark those for ID, Mr. Reddington?
Yes, Your Honor.
The double H.
Do you recall asking her to put on her best sexy outfit, telling her she's bad and naughty?
Objection.
Sustained.
No.
Did you ever recall, sir, that you went over to, this would be on page 1307. Do you recall, now this is April 10th of 2020. You knew in April of 2020 that Harry and his wife were in the process of trying to negotiate a settlement, right?
I don't recall that.
Well, you recall, you knew, let's do it like this. You knew that they were separated, correct?
I guess so.
You knew he was living out of state in Florida, correct?
Yeah.
Because you had talked to him. You knew he was living in a trailer, right?
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess. What?
What is that you just said there, Grant? What is that?
I guess so, yeah.
All right, he's living in a trailer and he would talk to you very seldomly to let you know where he was staying, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Recall him sending you a text that you would forward it to Katie LOL because he had said to you that he was in dire fear of dying in the pandemic and that it's not good, Kurt? Remember that one?
I don't really remember, but yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, and that he was in dire fear of dying from the pandemic and that he told you it's not good and that he was not well and asked if he could stay with you, right?
He did ask me that.
Right, you said I'll get back to you on that, let's have dinner. What you said, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Do you recall that April 10th of 2020, she sent you a text that he said, I got an email, he's not negotiating us staying here. He's not negotiating, remember that?
No.
But when she said to you, us staying here, that would mean her and her 3 kids staying in his house, right?
I guess so.
And he's not negotiating, and she was upset about that, right?
I guess so.
And you then responded, come on. Remember that?
No.
And then she said, so I got to move forward. Remember that?
No.
And then you said, with what? And she said, everything. She said, if he's not negotiating, then this leaves me no choice. And then you went on and said, he's crazy to keep going. He told her, right? He told her.
I guess so.
And then she said, he'll be broke from lawyers. Did you recall anything about those conversations, sir?
No, I
Do you
don't.
recall her ever reaching out to you for advice or assistance with her negotiations?
No, I don't really recall that.
Double I for identification.
As it relates to her state of mind, sir, on April 21st, when things were really heightening with the pandemic, do you recall, this would be page 1465, that she told you 2 friends' parents died yesterday?
Objection.
Sustained.
Does that at least refresh your memory as to further conversations?
Objection.
Sustained.
Well, okay, Dr. Ferrer, please.
Double J for identification.
And then, on April 23rd, sir, page 1493, is when you indicated you sent her a text in the morning, I'm still in bed, help me. And then she told you that she was talking to people on the phone. Do you recall that, telling her you were in bed?
Form.
Sustained. Rephrase it, please.
Do you recall, around April, the end of April, you were texting her and started off the morning by saying, I'm still in bed. Do you remember that?
No.
Do you recall texting her and her indicating, around that time, I'm on the phone, and she was on the phone with a number of people, and you kept asking her when she was going to be able to FaceTime and text you?
Objection.
Sustained.
Good.
Sustained.
Do you recall during the course of that conversation that you don't recall, that she said, you are so naughty, you're a bad, bad boy? Do you remember that, sir?
Sustained.
No.
Do you recall indicating, sir, that I'll talk to him because she was complaining that he still would not settle the case? Do you remember that, sir?
No.
You don't recall saying you'll talk to him?
Huh?
You don't recall saying, I'll talk to him, meaning Harry?
I might have. I don't.
Right, you might have. And when you say to her, because she was complaining that he wouldn't settle, and you said, I'll talk to him, what was that about? What were you going to say to him? Were you going to advise him?
I don't remember.
What?
I don't remember.
Did you ever talk to him about settling the case, the probate case?
I don't recall.
April 23rd? No, you don't remember?
J for identification.
Do you recall, sir, that she actually shared with you in detail the negotiations that she had with Harry about getting the house or getting on the deed of the house, about him giving her money on a post-nup agreement? She talked to you about that. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that. I don't think she did.
Okay, do you remember her saying, Harry's not getting the things I was saying during a joint meeting that they had of lawyers and Kate McLean and Harry? I think Harry didn't get the things I'm saying because they kept muting me. This is back when you had to do things by Zoom. You remember her saying that to you?
No, I don't.
And that she said this has to be wrapped up no later than May 1st, him home because of the virus? Do you remember anything like that?
No, this is like 5 years ago. I don't remember.
Yeah. Do you remember saying, okay, I'll talk to him? And that would be this, page 1513. I'll talk to him. Again, what are you going to talk to him about?
I don't recall.
Were you going to call him up as a guy that's kind of not a good friend, just an acquaintance, and give him advice on what he should do about the house and settling it and giving her the house?
That's not my choice.
Sustained. Rephrase it, please.
Do you remember her saying, as long as he agrees to the post and up, we're okay?
I don't remember that.
And then you said, I'll call you. So you have basically, you have no memories apparently at all of assisting her in the sense of talking to him about settling the probate case, the divorce between the two of them, right? Is that right?
Right.
LL for identification.
Do you recall 1596, where she was complaining that he was complaining about being in Florida, and she said to you, well, he's not trying to take care of 3 kids and a dog, and you're like, right, I agree. And then she said, he has tons of money. Do you remember that, sir?
I don't really remember it, but if it says that.
What?
I don't remember it, but if it says that.
Right, and then you say, yup. And that she then said, his state of mind, he's saying he can't stay at a hotel. He's afraid of COVID. And this is back in May 5 of 2020. She's sharing with you, confiding in you, her conversations with her husband that was saying he couldn't stay in a hotel because he's afraid of COVID. May 5, 20. Remember that?
I guess he was, yeah.
Yeah, I guess he was, because he'd already texted you a couple of times about his death fear about that, right?
Yeah.
And you said, I agree, is what you said, sir. Right?
Yeah.